Hi, mommies. This is Tanya, Noor's mom. So, today I'm going to be speaking about baby blues and postpartum depression. So, let's go back to when we were pregnant. So, when we are pregnant, our body produces these two hormones, progesterone and estrogen, in bulk, that helps in developing and making your baby grow up. So, those are the main causes of those major hormonal shifts that happen during pregnancy. And even while we are pregnant, we're irritable and cranky and moody and very emotional, or sometimes we don't get sleep. So, all of that is because of that. But then, when we deliver, immediately after we deliver, when the baby comes out, those two hormones, progesterone and estrogen, they crash, they suddenly withdraw, and they suddenly go out from your body. And that's when baby blues begin. So it's very normal. It happens to mostly everyone. 80% of women go through this. Uh, so what happens then is that suddenly, so you've just gone through labor, you've not slept that night, then you've delivered either through a C-section or a normal delivery. Either ways, you're physically very tired and you're mentally tired from not sleeping. Now your baby is here. You're excited, but at the same time, there's so many things going on. There's this pressure of breastfeeding. You don't know how to breastfeed. You don't know how to latch your baby. You're scared whether your supply will come or not. You're scared of your incision. The incision is hurting. Then you've got to wake up every 2 hours to feed your baby. All this is happening while you're still in the hospital. So, all this is building up stress in you. So, and from here is what baby blues start. So, then when you go home, uh, you know, even if you're extremely excited during pregnancy about your baby, or you can't wait to see him or her, or if you're even okay, when you come home and when this process starts, that you're isolated, you're just feeding, your sleep is compromised, you're anyway sleep compromised from before, you're fatigued, you're not able to recover, you don't have time for yourself. There's so many responsibilities, the baby's peeing, the baby's clothes, the baby's umbilical cord. You don't know how to handle a baby, how to make the baby sleep. So all of this creates kind of stress in you, which is called baby blues. So you start feeling moody, you don't feel hungry, you lose your appetite, or you start getting very emotional, you get cranky, you feel like, there's nothing else to do, I'm stuck in this rut, and I don't know when I'll ever go out of it. So, all these are baby blues. It happens to everyone. It usually starts, say, 1 to 3 days after delivery and continues till around 3 weeks. Uh, so, this is very, very common, and it's also it's advised that you read about this and also speak to your husband uh, about it while you're pregnant, so that you both are prepared about this, that this is going to happen and it doesn't lead to a postpartum depression. So be prepared that all of these feelings are going to come inside you. You are going to get irritable, cranky, uh, emotional, feeling those burden of responsibilities. But then it's normal, and usually it goes off on its own. So mostly gynaes do ask you in your visits, just post delivery, about these feelings, uh, and it's very important that you share it both with your gynae, your husband, or your mother, whoever you're close to. It's very important that you share this. Uh, I know there are moms, and even I felt that if I share this, won't the ex person feel that okay, I'm such a bad mom? But no, you're not a bad mom. These are hormones talking. And if you don't share it, if you don't let it out, if you don't accept it to yourself, this situation will not improve. It will actually worsen and lead to postpartum depression. So, postpartum depression, usually if your signs, your baby blues, continue for say more than 3 or 4 weeks, that is where that's the boundary line between baby blues and postpartum depression. So that's the time uh, that things are getting out of control. They're not in your hands any longer. So how they're different? So you're trying all the time when you're depressed. You don't want to speak to anyone. You feel that you don't have a bond with your baby. You feel that you don't love the baby, or the baby doesn't love you. The baby is not responding to me. You start feeling that, I'm such a bad mother. I don't know how to make my baby sleep. Or you start feeling guilty of things. And if it becomes really worse, you start having suicidal thoughts. You start feeling that, why did I ever get into this situation? Or I don't want to live. You stop talking to your husband or your friends. You stop eating, or you eat a lot, or you don't sleep, or you start sleeping a lot and you're not interested in feeding your baby. Or there can be times that you're liking spending time with your baby, and then suddenly you'll withdraw and you'll say, I'm not interested. So all these are the signs of postpartum depression. So once again, if any of you is feeling either baby blues or any signs of PPD, please, 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 it's nothing to be shameful of. It's a very, very common disorder that happens after pregnancy. It's advisable to share it with your doctor. If you're scared that your husband or your family would question you, I mean, you're alone alone with your doctor in a room, right? So you can speak to her. So I spoke to my doctor about it, and she used to then take weekly check-ins with me to see if I was doing fine and how my relationship with Noor was improving day by day. So if you are suffering from any of this, please be mindful of it. Don't ignore it. And it's best that you and your husband read up about it when you're pregnant, so that you know that this is a possibility. And also make your husband realize that, when this happens, it's not in your control. So he fighting fighting with you about it is just going to make the situation worse. So he's got to be very supportive. This usually happens where stress and your physical changes, like your body's change, your hormonal changes, all of that mixed together is left unchecked for a longer time, like 3-4 weeks. So if that is happening, please, please speak to your gynae about it. There is no shame about it. You don't want to worsen the situation, because if you let it worsen, you might be completely disconnected from your baby for a very, very long time. So now, what can you do to ease these symptoms while there's still blues, and even if you have reached that stage, what to do? So number one, as I told you, please speak to someone about it. You need to share it. You need to say it out loud. Accept it yourself, and understand that there's nothing to be shameful about, right? It's a very common disorder all around the world. Second, so when you're recently delivered, people offer you help, and then you start saying, no, 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 I'll manage, I'll do it, just to prove yourself. So you don't need to do that. Let your mother or your father, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, anyone in the family who's willing to give you help, take that help, because you need that rest, you need that recovery. Stop thinking about household chores. Leave it to your friends or family, or a dedicated help for it. Do not stress about that. You should only be focusing on yourself right now. Try to get as much sleep as you can. So initially for the first week, because I was waking up every 2 hours, I was so low on sleep. I was so irritated that then one day my mom came to me and she told me that you pump milk and I will feed it at night. You sleep continuously so that you can recover at least one of your missed sleep. So then we started doing this after every 2 days, and it made me feel so much better and fresher. I was so much more alive and more closer to Noor. I felt more present in the situation. So do that if you can. If you can get someone to help you with just getting you recovering, the sleep that you've missed out on initially, because within 21 days your body will anyways get into the habit. It's just those first 3 weeks that are the most difficult time for your body to adjust. Then I would say, uh, don't ignore yourself. Take out time for yourself. If you can, do a little yoga. I mean, if it's a normal delivery, you can do a few stretches. With C-sec, you can just walk around the house, do meditation. Take out some time to watch some TV or anything that you like, or read a book. Take out that time. So like me, so COVID was happening. So my husband Robin, he told me that, let's just go for a drive. I'll just take you out, just have a look outside, and just change your surroundings, your environment, just to give you a better feel. So we did that, or we just used to go to the supermarket and buy groceries, or eventually my mom gave me like an hour, like you go out for an hour and get your mani pedi done. So that all of that relaxed me a lot, because I was also very anxious and panicky, crying all the time, and all of these small things, so when I used to feed Noor, I used to ask Robin to sit next to me, and just talk about anything, and just not leave me alone in the room. So that also really mattered and made a difference, because I knew that I was not alone in this. My husband was there with me, supporting me all throughout the way, and I knew it was gonna get better. I also, initially thought that I don't have a bond with her. I'm not able to form that bond. Uh, but that, while breastfeeding, look into your baby's eyes, or even if you're bottle feeding, look into her eyes while you're feeding her. Uh, Try to be as close to her. Put her on your chest, give her that skin to skin contact. All of that helps. See, the baby initially is so small, she doesn't know how to respond to you, but she actually is forming that attachment. So when I started seeing that attachment by the end of the month, that is when, I got out of my baby blues, and I started enjoying doing this, because I started getting a response back from her. And then I thought, okay, now I'm a mom, because I couldn't feel like I was in this situation initially. So please ask for help, ask for support, take out time for yourself, go out, try to get your sleep recovered. Don't stress so much about breastfeeding. You can easily pump your milk and let any other family member help you out in that. And majorly, I think the key here is talk about it. Talk to your husband about it. Be prepared from the beginning that this can happen, and ensure that your husband is going to be there to support you in case such a thing happens. And let him know that you will be needing him during that first month, and he doesn't need to say anything. You can cry or crib or do anything, and he just listens to you, and he is there with you, because there'll be so much physical discomfort as well. So just like a good back massage, a back rub, just a walk, like a 30-minute walk downstairs with your husband, talking about anything. Or just go out to the grocery store, go out to the chemist. But if all of this doesn't help you out still with your depression or your sadness, please visit a gynae, and it might be postpartum depression, and it's absolutely okay, it's treatable. There are medicines for it, and there are lots and lots of women around the world who battle it out and come out fighting. So it's nothing to be scared of, nothing to be guilty of. Go out, talk about it. If people are judging you, let them judge you. They're not going to matter at the end of the day. All that matters is you and your baby, and the love that you are feeling towards her. And in order to feel that, you need to be yourself. So please don't worry about this, and be strong, and get your husband together in this with you. It's a partnership. It's not just your job. He also needs to understand that. So let me know if you have any other further questions on this. Thank you so much. Bye bye.